There are brand new trinkets and some changes in update 1.3 in Grounded, the Make It and Break It update. I'm going to show you how you can now apply the shocking damage to any weapon if you've got the patience to take on all creatures with a waft emitter. I was going to show you how to get the rest of them as well. Obviously some are really super simple to craft now, but there is another that's going to take a bit more time. Leave a like if you find this useful. Do go and check out the rest of the update content I've already got out, and let's go. Oh yeah, hello Ratbags. So one of the best things is that in design mode in the new playgrounds area, you can go ahead and craft or make these and get an actually feel for them. The nifty needle, the astonishing acid and the heavy shell or the acorn shell, they have all been added as craftable straight from the get-go as soon as you pick up some of the pieces you need to craft them. So they're really simple. I'm not going to waste your time just showing gameplay or clips of what they do. Of course, the astonishing acid is meant to give a burst of acid damage when you hit the third final combo of a 3-hit combo. The nifty needle will give you a special extra damage with charge shots. And the acorn shell, that's going to make you a major threat and also reduce the amount of damage that players can do to you when in multiplayer. That's probably the least useful one, obviously, unless you really do have a lot of trouble with your friends beating you up in Grounded. Not sure if it's because it's a very early trinket that you can now craft that it doesn't maybe show the damage you're actually doing, but yeah, there was nothing happening at the end of my combo. I had it equipped while I was using this axe, and it didn't seem to be even an effect too much going on either, that I was actually doing some sort of acid damage. Of course, this is still the PTB, so do remember the full update, some things may change. And before we get onto the really good stuff, obviously the tuft has now changed. If you do manage to get one of them, it will never run out. It will always be still in the trinket slots, but regular tufts now will stack in your inventory. So that's the trade-off. If you want a permanent tuft and you manage to get that trinket by harvesting and chopping them down, then you will never have to worry about it running out. Then we've got Goopy Goo, which you've got a 1% chance of getting by killing some of the fireflies. I think I spawned about 70, maybe 80 of them there, and then eventually I did get it. What does it do? It slows down enemies' attack speeds and in general slows them down when you hit on the third combo hit. You can see both of them are popped up on this Orb Weaver. Potentially very good for maybe taking on creatures like the infected broodmother and very fast hitting ones maybe like the Black Widow as well. Be warned, it won't always trigger with certain weapons. It looks like daggers and certain weapons that only have 2 effective attack animations will not trigger it. It does need the 3 attack combo. So if it's not working with your dagger, that's why. Then we've got the unstable Capacitator, which you can only get by actually stealing it from tased tees. So if you've managed to avoid killing lots of tased tees, you could go back and try and kill it. It's not stealable, or you're going to have to use the waft emitter. In fact, it looks like it's specifically only gained via the waft emitter, so don't try saving tased tees. And since you can't do this until you rescue Wendell, because you won't be able to put the receivers or get any till then, it's definitely a late game trinket. And yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that you find on the pinch whacker or the prod smacker. You'll have a chance of unleashing a flurry of lightning shock damage, and it will do quite a heavy dose. I'm assuming it will almost stack with the prod smacker or the pinch whacker, so yeah, it could be really good in making your character OP4. I was trying to get a photograph here, but it weren't panning out. So this apparently only has a 5% chance of actually dropping, and yeah, it's not stealable as I said. Although it has to be said, this was probably my 8th or 9th wave that I did, and I managed to get one. I'm going to dive into it a little bit more with the orc creatures that attack you now as part of the waves. Obviously you've got to put a few in, but I don't think you need to overload it. Definitely when I put only 1 or 2 in, I wasn't actually getting any tased tees coming to attack me. It did need maybe 4 or 5 to hopefully get some from spawning. So I do recommend that, put at least 4 or 5 in to hopefully get more chance of them happening. It does seem a bit more random now what creatures will spawn when. Obviously if you only put 1 or 2 in, you will only get maybe a few of the ant orcs and maybe some Orb Weaver juniors. But one time when I filled it right up, I got like 3 or 4 black ox beetles, and then another time it was mostly mosquitoes. And yeah, you can't steal it apparently from the tased tee, which it will drop from, not the RK. And largely we've got the web clipper. Now this looks like it isn't currently in the game, but it does, or you can see it when you're in design mode in Playgrounds. This was one that I leaked ages ago. They actually had it in the game files when they start introducing more and more the trinkets, but it never made it alongside the shield solidifier. Of course, the shield solidifier did eventually arrive, but yes, this is a bit unusual. In the past, I think it dropped from possibly a egg sack, but it doesn't look like that's the case anymore. I destroyed a whole bunch of these and not one of them dropped, only the one that I'd already spawned in. And according to the data miners, it isn't actually in the game properly yet. It's only in the design mode. So maybe I'll add it as part of the full release of 1.3. Of course, I'll let you guys up to date, and I'll probably do another guide with all the trinkets now, since I've done all the rest of them. What it's meant to do is it's kind of rubbish. I can see why I didn't add it. It basically does double damage against web sacked things. So you can harvest egg sacs super quickly, take out webs really quickly. I'm guessing maybe some of the little spiderlings too. So if any changes happen, I will let you guys know. If any more trinkets get added, I'll let you guys know. But at the moment, they're the ones that you can get in survival and in design mode. Let me know if you like the look of probably the Goopy Goo, or obviously the brand new one that you can get and hopefully become 4 even more. Until next time, Ratbags, laters.